Hey, 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 hey. Oh, my Lord, episode 16. Is it wrong to say that episode 16 is better than the season 16 of Real Housewives of Atlanta? I would venture to say it is. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Let's get to the gig and doing what we do. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. This is your Beyond the Gates episode 16 after show. So here we go. So we get to Andre and Ashley, right? And Ashley defends Derek and her relationship. Um, we are at Grayland Hospital right after, Andre tried to kiss Ashley. And then we're with Eva, and Eva is at Nicole's place. Eva had a moment with the table because Kat and Thomas left their date what it was. And did they not think to clean up the place? I mean, Nicole doesn't have a maid. I don't think, not that I know of. So Eva had something to do on the computer, and Nicole wants to talk to Sherry Carter. So Nicole asked Eva to look up, Sherry Carter. Dani is waking up from being inside their house. And it's just like, Dani, you gotta stop. You got to stop. You gotta stop because, like I said, Haley is the concubine of waste that got with the bastard of waste, and together they are so ish of waste. However, Haley did you a huge solid by dropping the charges. I would think alone with that goodwill gesture that you would leave them alone. Okay? I'm not agreeing with the concubine of waste because she's still stabbed soulfully, mentally, emotionally, every other and in every other category, rather, your daughter behind her back, and also stabbed emotionally, mentally, and everything in between, soulfully, and all around the world. The her daughter's mom, right? So she's a stepmom in a really screwed up situation. But still, Haley did you that solid. Leave them alone because somehow, by the grace of God, you keep getting out of ish. And it's going to come a point in time where, in the words of Usher, you're going to be caught up and nobody's going to be able to save you because it's going to be your own fault. So Bill and Haley are still in the limo, rather, and stuck in traffic. Dani thinks she can refill the wine. Dani, that's not how that works. Once it's gone, it's gone. Believe me, oh my Lord, after I eat some good food or I drink some good drink, once it's gone, it's gone. That's not how that works, Dani, okay? Andre tries to apologize, so we're back with Andre at Grayland Hospital. Ashley apologizes for overreacting. And, Andre gets on the elevator, but then magically we see Derek in a wheelchair. And I'm just like, oh my God. Thank God Derek did not see nor hear what went on. But, there are cameras at Grayland Hospital. That's just my own prediction, y'all. That's Braylon prediction put together. So then, basically, Derek is in a wheelchair, spinning himself around, and Ashley's trying to tell him what he can and cannot do, and he tries to pop a wheelie, and basically gets Ashley into his lap and kisses, her in the middle of the lobby, or in the middle of the lobby, basically, or at the front desk. Either way, it's the public area. Okay. Then we get the first ever additional consideration provided by. I'm like, oh my God! Even online, they still got that. I'm like, that is awesome sauce. So, like I said, Derek popped a wheelie, this, that, and third. And then Samantha and Tyrell come home, and Samantha says to Tyrell, "You can't keep doing this by yourself." And Smitty feels that there's something wrong. And so, Samantha and Tyrell go upstairs. But Ty, you gotta trust your parents, right? You just got to. Um, I know that, us as black kids, we, take everything on the chin because they do, but also too, we gotta recognize that when parents are asking, they're not asking to be annoying, they're asking to be helpful. Okay, so Ty, just breathe, brother. Whatever it is, it's gonna be okay. And your family has done more than enough. I'm sure that's enough for that Martin Smitty cannot handle because they seem like loving dads for sure. So after all that, Eva will track her down. And apparently Nicole says that, apparently Sherry was extra staff, and that Sherry got fired and got asked to leave. Eva knows that because she was the one that requested it. So then Eva says, well, the banquet manager will remember her. And Nicole says, if you got to drop my name to get an address or phone number, just let me know. And so basically, Pamela, who is Dani's best friend, comes into the house because Dani calls Pamela her best friend to get her out of the situation, like she has done, like Pamela's done many times before. And Pamela says, "You would think a new design for the new wife, and Bill is this, that, and the third." And Pamela says, "Consider the source. He is not worth, kissing your Louboutins." And Dani says that this makes you my oldest and dearest friend. And Pamela's like, "What do you need?" And she's like, and Dani's like, "We gotta make sure this place is spick and span and nobody ever, finds out what's going on." And so, you know, Pamela says, "Well, Bill can be a monster in the courtroom." And Dani then says, "No, I fear the wrath of Anita Dupree." If you do what you're supposed to do, you won't have to experience the wrath of her because honestly, I feel like Anita has been gracious to you. If that's her wrath, I would hate to see her rage because you keep putting yourself in situations that forces your family to get you out of stuff and it's not turning out for your good. So then Smitty is with Samantha, Tyrell, and Martin. Um, school is important, but family is also important as well. Samantha is sad because she had to turn down a 16-year-old because she cannot date and he was crush material. Um, and I know that, parents try to be protective, but also too, you have to allow your kids to grow up at some point in time. And so, Smitty and, Martin talk about the double dating, this, that, the third. And, you know, they're open. Smitty and Mar are open to the dating rule discussion. So then we get back to Derek. Like I said to you before, he wants to walk on his own 2 feet and made out with Ashley in the middle of the lobby. I said that earlier, but I'm repeating it now because, like I said, this show jumps back and forth. So I took my thorough notes. So Dani, who is also known as Danielle Dupree. If nothing else, you are consistent. That's not a compliment. And Dani says it's not the time right now. To go through my soul this, that, and the third. And Pamela says you always say that when we are in the middle of a situation that you put yourself in. It's just like I appreciate Pamela. Like she's a white woman, but she got soul. Like, wait a minute, hold on a second. I know, okay, I am not black, but I have soul. I have a perspective, and I am for right is right, wrong is wrong. But you can't keep doing this shit. And they talked about flirting with George, and Pamela says you flirted those eyes at him, and Dan says I'm appreciative that I got people like him and people like you that can help me out in a pinch, and Pamela says she would do the same for me. So basically, Dani has to switch out the picture frame, switch out the picture from the broken glass, and Pamela has to do both. And Bill is on the phone with the police getting a police escort because they are in traffic. So then Eva's on the phone. Ted and Nicole are talking. about Sherry. The doorbell rings, and as the doorbell is ringing, Eva says the assistant does have access to the records and the manager is out. Andre's dropping off the proofs. Eva can make out the schedule for Nicole for tomorrow, and Nicole says that's okay. It's late, but Eva wants to wait around for the banquet manager. Yes and no. She wants to listen in on what's going on because the plan is still in place, right? With her and Leslie or Sherry. So that Andre and Nicole talk or begin to talk. Derek and Ashley are at Ashley's place. Derek wants to be at the firehouse, and he says the guys can take care of him pizza and beer, and so Ashley says that they've been dating for 2 years, and Ashley also says don't fight when I'm trying to show love to you, and she can get a non-alcoholic beer. Now I will say this: I have had a Heineken 0.0 that is very, very good. I want to try that Athletic Brewing beer. I definitely want to try that next. The non-alcoholic industry is like $1 billion industry. Like we talked about this morning, Poppy got bought by PepsiCo for $1.95 billion. So that is a healthier alternative. And of course, the beer industry is doing all this so that they can stay in the algorithm and stay in the culture, because these seltzers and these ready to go drinks are now the dominant preference in the culture. So just a little behind the scenes intel there. So Bill and Haley comes home. Bill thinks he set the code. Haley goes off. Then we're back with Dani and Pamela. And Dani does not like playing water. And Pamela says that's the best thing you probably had in your system all day. With that aspirin water, there will not be a trace of a hangover. And Pamela says if they do find out that you broke into their home, can you leave my name out of it? And Dani says, of course I'll leave your name out of it, because you might have to bail me out. Just, oh my Lord, being friends with Dani Dupree, it's a lot. But Dani's got good people in her life. So there was a scratch at the photo. Bill says maybe it was a defect in the photo. And then apparently there was an inscription on the back of the wine bottle. And Haley is going to talk to Dani. Bill was going to go over there, but Haley is taking this one on the chin and is going to take care of it. Like I said, they are the bastard, and they're the bastard of waste and concubine of waste, right? So that makes the issue waste. However, Dani, you're pushing your luck. It's like no whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Stop. And you're going to land on a whammy. And eventually you're going to be eliminated out of this game. You need to quit hitting whammies. Okay? Quit hitting whammies. Quit hitting whammies. So then Derek doesn't deserve a beer because he hasn't been reciprocating the best, love to Ashley, and the plan is on track and they love where they are. And Ashley is reassuring Derek. Then we're back with Nicole and Andre. Nicole and Andre, need to talk it out because Andre almost backed out for being a photographer, and Andre almost kissed Haley, which pisses off Nicole. And Andre says that Ashley is upset. Nicole says she has every right to be upset. Agreed, bruh. Like you had an opportunity to date her before, but dude, you grew up, she grew up. And bruh, like, there's plenty of women out here. You already are messing with Dani. So, like, dude, just have your fun, be single, and live, okay? Oh, my Lord. So, anyway, Ashley and Derek are in love with each other, vice versa. And Andre can't figure out why he's attracted to someone that is attached. So, Nicole invites Andre to stay for dinner. He says that he didn't want to impose, and Nicole says you're never a burden. And very nice auntie and nephew moment. Nicole, she guards herself, but she is very giving to people, and I think that's a great quality to have. So then Ted and Nicole are talking about Sherry. Haley and Dani talk, and Haley breaks Danny's cover, unlooks him. Now, while I don't think that was right to do, was it fair? Yes, it was. You broke into their house, smashed their wedding picture. Fair is fair. Just I gotta call like I see it. That's what I do. So, broke into their house, drank their wine, broke their photo. Stay away, Danny, and stop dwelling on us. And make it, and it's only making you look like the pathetic which you are. And all it did was bring us to the breaking point. Haley says, Danny says, you and Bill. Haley says, my breaking point. If you do this again, I'm going to put a restraining order on you. And if you violate, I will put you in jail and won't have the charges be dropped. Now, like I said, right is right and wrong is wrong. And, Haley has done a lot of wrong, but she's also not wrong here, because at some point in time, like Dani, the marriage will implode if you just back away from it. Okay. Like I said, the marriage will implode if you stay away. The marriage will implode if you will stay away. The fact that Bill went to arrest you and she was upset, that Haley was upset about, that's one thing. Number two, Bill wanted to be at a press conference over his new wife. That was also something. There is cracks in their marriage, and there will be more cracks to come. Just leave them alone and let them fumble their own marriage, Dani. Okay. With that being said, I'm not mad at Haley for this, because it's getting a little too far. Break into my home, violently destroy my things, that makes you the villain and the whack, and it makes you the villain, the whack job that you are. Now, Haley, I get you have the right to stand up for yourself, but you had a part to play in this, right? And you have been trying to make peace, this, that, third. But just because you're trying to make peace doesn't mean that you did make. Just because you're trying to make peace doesn't mean that you didn't put people in pieces. Haley. So listen, I feel you, but you still played a part. Dani plays deaf, dumb, and blind, right? And then it says, unless you have any evidence, it's a steaming load of crap, just like your marriage. It's like, oh my God, child. Like, oh, just Haley gives a warning. Dani calls somebody, and she kept the damn bottle. Why did you keep the damn bottle? You need to stop this shit. Because, Dani, Jesus. Okay. So after all of that is said and done, Smitty calls the family for dinner. Tyrell, is there anything else you want to talk about? We see the secret looks that you get for sister. Even though you think we don't see it at 16, I had a hard time, asking for help myself. This, that, and the third. And, Terrell says he has problems with calculus. And, Martin says, see, that is about it. Right. And so, to me, I just feel that at the beginning, middle, end of the day, that truly with Martin, it feels to me that Martin, he loves his kids. Don't get me wrong. He definitely loves his kids, but I don't think he really gets that maybe there's something more than meets the eye. And I think that Smitty sees that. Right. So, Ted and Nicole are arguing about Sherry, and that, Ted is saying that this woman is obsessed with you, and I don't think that this is the right move. For you to treat Sherry, and, she had you on the roof with her, it's that third, and this could be detrimental to you. And Ted's trying to look out for Nicole, which I do appreciate. But, bruh, I'm telling you right now, you have, Eva on your side, but how long is Eva going to stay on your side, right? Because eventually somebody is going to, tell the truth about you. You know what I mean? So that's just being honest with you, bro. So, like I said, I feel you're trying to protect Nicole, but bro, it's gonna come to a head. Thank God it didn't come to a head at the gala because Eva was looking out for you, and Eva, seems to have conscience, but also to that conscience can also be at stake because of Leslie's poisonous soul, right? So you gotta be careful there, Ted, for sure. So Eva is listening. Derek and Ashley are making out. Ashley is concerned about Derek's strength. Um, then we're back with Nicole and Ted, and Ted says, don't worry about trying to find Sherry because Nicole has decided that it's best to let her go. If then Eva says that's what Nicole really wants. Leslie is calling Eva. Eva does not take the call. Bill is was worried about Haley. Haley's like, I'm standing up for myself, this, that, and the third. Like, I've taken it, but no more. And Bill's like, who is this woman that's before me? She bears little resemblance to my polite life. And Haley stood up for herself and us. And Bill says, no more again back at Dani. Bill says, I believe when I see it, you've been the bastard of waste, with your concubine of waste, which makes y'all so ish of waste. Y'all can figure out what ish stands for. Hit of waste. So Andre's back at Dani's, and Dani says, you want a drink? Andre says, surprise me. And, Andre says, when they ask, Andre, bad day. Andre says yes. And, Andre asks Dani, about her day. It was an adventure. And Andre says, do you want to talk about it? And she says no. And then they end up cuddling on Dani's couch. That is your episode 16. That is your episode 16 review. You know what I mean? And I will say this. I truly do feel that, now we're really in the show. I think, it took these episodes to really get into the minutia of what is to come. I'm sure that, Terrell, um, whatever he's going through will play a significant role where, maybe Verna and Anita's grandparents will have to come in and give some counsel. Of course, Eva's having a change of heart, but how long will that change of heart last? Nicole still feels, still feels led to give to Sherry. I think Nicole is going to be hard headed. We'll see. Ted is trying to, take care of his territory, but little does he know about Eva being there, his daughter, but we don't have the DNA results yet. My Lord Jesus. Andre, his impulse control. Jesus, brother, I get it. When I see a thick woman, she's looking right. God help my brain cells, that former brain, Jesus. But bruh, like if somebody's in a relationship, you gotta respect it. And it's difficult because you know what you can do for them, but also too, you gotta respect the boundaries that are set. Doesn't mean you're a bad person. Doesn't mean they're a bad person, but it is what it is. With Dani, you gotta stop your shit. You just gotta stop because you're going to get yourself caught up. Like I said, Pamela will not always be there to help you. Nicole, Chelsea, Naomi, Verna, Anita, they cannot always be there to come through for you. You got to be able to take some accountability for yourself because you somehow, by the grace of God, you're able to be articulate enough to handle a press conference and be able to be in front of media, but then you do ish like that it erases everything you've done. So please, for love of God, Dani, stop doing dumb shit. Okay, good damn. So anyway, like I said, I know that you guys love the time at 9:00. I just got done watching it not too long ago, so I'm gonna get this uploaded for you now. So by the time you guys see this, hopefully it would have uploaded by now. Like I said, I think Thursday, Friday is March Madness, right? So I think the show will be preempted. But of course, hopefully, I'm hoping at least that they will upload the episode to CBS.com. So with that being said, did I talk about everything? Derek and Ashley, I got a feeling that they'll clash because it's been 2 years. Are they going to go for one more year and then get engaged, or are they going to break it off? We'll see about that. And I think Bill's going to catch himself up in a situation this season that he's going to need Dani's hand, and Dani will have the cards. But only if Dani controls herself, which with Dani, who the fuck knows what she's going to do next. One love, much love, all of. I feel love is in the right back to you. Bye, everybody.